What is it about a forest that makes people exaggerate? It's a quiet, friendly place. There's nothing mysterious about it. But if one of you humans sees a perfectly ordinary house where a dear old lady lives with her cat, first thing you know, you're telling stories about witches and cats that can talk and all kinds of fantastic
Sorry,
things.
Spooky. You have to stay in today. Don't get into mischief now.
It's all just your imagination. That's how all those ridiculous fairy tales get started. And believe me, none of them are true. I ought to know, because you see, I'm a gnome. Yes! I'm sorry you find me in such a terrible state today. Don't know where I caught it. Lisa's gone to meet our granddaughter, Susan, who's coming to spend a few days with us. And of course, wouldn't you know, I can't go because I have to stay home and look after this awful... How could this happen to me? I'm a doctor. It's humiliating.
He has a cold and a bad temper.
Poor Granddad.
It'll go away as soon as he sees his darling granddaughter.
His cold will go away, Granny?
No, his bad temper will. He's always smiling and happy when you're around. Hello there, friends. I'm glad you're here today because it gives me a chance to introduce you to my dear granddaughter, Susan, who's here for a visit.
How do you do?
Well, come on. The grouch is waiting for us.
Oh, do you think he'll tell me a story?
I hope so.
All the silly things I've ever heard of.
David!
Hello, Granddad, I'm here.
At last, my ray of sunshine.
Give me a big
No,
hug.
no, don't come near me. I don't want you to catch my cold.
You're frightening your granddaughter, David. Better give her her present.
Oh, Granddad, have you really got a present for me?
Ah, yes. I made you a hat myself. I don't know if I got the size of your head right. I hope you like it.
Thank you.
What's the matter?
I must say, you don't look very enthusiastic.
Oh, I like it very much, Grandmother. I just never seen one this color
But
before.
that's still just the natural wool. It hasn't been dyed yet.
Good gravy. What in the name of time do your parents teach you? You don't know how a hat is made?
Oh, no. And please, would you tell me about it, Granddad?
All right. I'll explain the process of making a hat. The first and most important thing is getting the raw material. Sometimes we collect deer fur when they're molting, or perhaps sheep's wool that gets caught at a fence. For something really soft, the rabbits let us gather up the fur they shed in their burrows.
But how do you color
Your
them?
grandmother had better explain that. She's an expert.
Oh.
We haven't colored your hat yet because we thought you might like to choose the color yourself.
Oh, Grandma, I've always wanted a red hat.
Then that's the color your new hat will be. All our dyes come from plants. Blue comes from indigo. For yellow, we use columbine or woodbine leaves. Natural dyes are always better. And for red, we get juice from a hemp plant.
How's that?
Goodness gracious, you look like a little princess.
Ah, you look really lovely. Let's go for a walk to show it off.
Oh, what a good idea. Oh, Grandfather, will you mind being left alone?
Don't worry about me. I'll stay home and nurse my cold.
See you later, Grandpa.
Goodbye. These mushrooms are really delicious. Let's pick some for supper.
Oh, look, wild plums.
You can eat just one, Susan. You don't want to spoil your supper. What happened?
Oh,
don't worry. It's just a little plum juice. I'll clean it off. Further on, there's a patch of wild strawberries that should be ripe. Be careful, Susan. Better wait for me. What a funny girl. Come on, let's go.
Yes, Grandma.
Huh? Hello, Mr. Porcupine. What's the matter? You look worried. Oh, but you should be happy if you're going to be a father. What good news.
Oh.
Aha, now they sent you out of the cave till it's over? Well, they did right. You might have been in the way at a time like this. You stay out here, and I'll go in and see if I can help. There it is. Just wait here till I get back.
All right. Don't be too long.
That's not up to me, sweetheart.
All right. I'll just wait.
That's a good sign. Your children will be coming soon.
Oh, you're so worried. I'll make you a present to cheer you up. Oh? Oh, well, I think it's nice.
Oh, congratulations. You have a fine baby. The second one looks just fine, too. Being a mother is the most wonderful thing in the world, isn't it? Slowly now. Don't be in such a hurry. And you ought to eat something, too. Try this. And now have a rest. You deserve it. You shouldn't move around too much until tomorrow. Your husband will bring you something to eat. All right? Goodbye. Here I am.
Oh, that was quick.
Yes, an easy delivery with no complications or trouble. Congratulations, you have 3 lovely children. I hope you won't try to play with your children until they get a little bit bigger. We have to go home now, or David will be worried about us. Thank you for offering to give us a ride home, but I'm afraid it just wouldn't work.
With those quills of yours, we'd end up looking like pieces of Swiss cheese. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Look, isn't it pretty here?
Wonderful. Oh, Grandmother, couldn't we stop here for a bit?
If you like. Bravo, magnificent, marvelous. You were fine, Susan. We'd better go home now. It's getting very late.
Oh, would you do a favor for us, little bird? Go and find Swift and ask him to come and get us.
That was a good idea.
Better than riding a porcupine.
Go ahead, keep on playing.
That's okay. I'll keep you company. Please, Swift, will you take us home?
Some animal has fallen into our entrance trap.
Oh! Oh! Serves him right.
Well, we'll leave him down there for a while to teach him to respect our privacy.
Grandfather, may I go down and give the baby rabbits the bottle?
Of course, my dear. It'll be one less job for your grandmother to do.
Oh, thank you. Grandmother, Grandfather said it was all right for me to feed the rabbits.
That's fine. I've just finished warming the milk. I'll put on the nipple, and you can take it to the rabbits.
Oh?
It's not for you. It's for the rabbits in our emergency exit. They'll be good guardians there when they grow up.
Yes, Grandmother.
Bring it along.
I'm coming.
There.
Thank you. Oh. Here's your supper. Oh. Oh.
Don't give it all to just one. Share it. That's fine, Susan. You're doing it well. Don't forget the last one, the one on the end.
Oh, I'm very glad to have met you. I'll come and feed you again tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Be careful you don't slip.
There. That was fun.
You did a good job, Susan. Thank you.
How are the rabbits?
Oh, just fine, Grandfather. They drank the whole bottle without stopping for breath. I felt just like a mother rabbit feeding them. It was wonderful.
Yes, Susan. Motherly love is a wonderful feeling, and animals all over the world know that feeling. Even the fiercest animals are tender with their children. You must try to understand all animals, even if they cause us trouble sometimes.
Oh, that reminds me.
Hello, Swift.
Talking to Swift?
Why has Swift got such big ears?
So he can hear better.
And what big eyes he has.
So he can see you better, dear.
And what a big mouth he has.
Why, it's just a little kitten. I wonder who it belongs to. Good night, dear. Sleep well.
Why didn't Grandfather want to tell me a bedtime story, Grandma?
I don't know. It must be his cold that's made him such a grumpy bear.
I am not a grumpy bear.
Good night, dear.
See you in the morning.
I hope you'll be able to sleep all right without a bedtime story.
It's you humans who started the whole business of telling bedtime stories to children. And what stories? Those ridiculous fairy tales that are utterly impossible. And sometimes you even get us gnomes mixed up in them. Tom Thumb, Rumpelstiltskin. They weren't gnomes. They were just a figment of someone's overactive imagination. Why, some stories even claim that Santa Claus is a gnome. Oh, sure, I'd like to claim him as a relative, but I'm sorry to say he's not even a distant cousin. I don't know where all these stories come from, who makes them up. Oh, I know a forest can look like a mysterious magic place, especially at night. But there aren't any witches and black cats and all those other unbelievable things. We gnomes have nothing to do with that stuff. Yes. Good night, dear friends, and Schlitz fights. See.
Back home. Oh, hello, Spooky. And what have you been doing all day? Oh. Well, that's quite a start. story you're telling me, Spooky? A big bad fox, you say? Oh, I'd better write that down. Now, let me see if I've got this straight. Yes, a girl with a tall red hat and her kindly grandmother. A big bad fox? Oh, that's no good. Let's make him a big bad wolf. That ought to do it. I think I can do something with that big ears, big eyes, big mouth part. What'll I call it now? Oh, sure, Little Red Riding Hood.
Gossip is bad, especially when a mischievous gnome spreads bad news about Dr. David. Can David's nephew Jonathan help? Or will Dr. David be forced to retire, leaving the animals with no one to care for them? Find out next time if the forest can live without the good doctor, right here with young Dr. Gnome.